In this video, we take a trip to a major hobby expo in Washington. It was a great time and we saw some really cool stuff. We also took this rare vaterra rock buggy to it and was able to get some pretty good use out of it. Stick around to the end to see how it handled it, but we're going to start by looking at some of the more interesting stuff we saw. We've got our bags packed. Let's go. Now this expo has something for everyone, including boats, which is where we started off. They had a whole pond set up for these, and we saw some pretty cool little boats. Like this 3D printed dinghy out there that was just doing its own thing. Next up was one of my favorite exhibits. We looked at the construction equipment. This stuff is way too expensive for me to get into, but I can appreciate it. These things look super fun, and when I see one of those dump trucks, I just want to turn it into a crawler. These front end loaders are able to move a ton of dirt, and they look so cool doing it. I looked into getting one of these a while back, but they're just so expensive to get. And while they're fun, it's not too easy to find a place to run them. So overall, not my cup of tea, but look at these things. Next up, we got to one of the most exciting parts, which was the drift cars. And some of these guys drifting these little cars were incredibly talented. Like, they made it look easy to drift these things, and believe me, I've tried, it is not. I wasn't there in time to see a competition or anything, because these guys were just warming up, but it was still amazing to watch. What's so cool about on-road drifting is it's pretty easy to keep a body in good condition, which means all these bodies look absolutely awesome. That blue red cat hauler down in the corner is also a work of art. I watched these things for a solid 20 minutes and I don't think I saw a single crash. The amount of control you need to drive these things is something else, and they're so fun to watch. If you've seen my short about this, it all looks pretty familiar, but I mean, why wouldn't you want to watch it again? This is another world of RC that I would love to get into, but just don't have the time. Speaking of not having enough time or money, we've got model trains. Anyone who's tried to get into these knows it can be quite the learning curve. And it can take quite a bit of time to get one of these set up. What was so cool about these exhibits was not only the sheer amount of detail in the trains, but the layouts themselves, and the fact that they were so mobile that they could just pack up and take them to a convention. That's the main reason I wouldn't want to get into trains, is you can't take them anywhere, but these guys figured that out. And next up, we have the racing. Racing is something I have done my fair share of, and it's real fun. It can be pretty cheap to get into, but don't get me wrong, you can spend quite a bit of money on it. And the sheer adrenaline of winning a race, not that I'd know anything about that, is just on another level. These truggies were absolutely flying through the air, and I have no clue who even won, but I love watching it. How fast these, frankly, quite heavy trucks were able to take these corners was amazing. I can make a whole video on the displays I saw, but this was by far the best one. These things looked awesome. And now it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get our crawlers out. I've been working on that little blue one for quite a bit of time, and it's real capable. But it doesn't even come close to this RC four-wheel drive bully, which was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. This thing just did not care that there was a vertical slope in front of it, it just went right up. And the only reason it didn't get all the way there is the track broke. So we just moved to the side and tried again. These comp crawlers are, frankly, some of the most impressive things I've seen in the RC world. They just have such a level of control and capability that is on a whole nother level from scale crawlers and more trail runners that I know. Wow. Speaking of which, let's check out this vaterra. Now, pretty early on, I did have an issue with the CVD, which broke, which meant I was down to three-wheel drive, so I wasn't nearly as capable as I would have loved to be. But this thing still handled all these rocks pretty well. From what I've seen, I've never seen another one of these vaterras in person, and they're just so fun to drive. It really sucks the vaterra went out of business or closed by Horizon, because these things are just so great. If I could have gotten my hands on another, I would have. Despite the fact that it has independent front suspension, which usually is a bad thing for a crawler, this thing went over anything I wanted it to, even on three-wheel drive. and outperform trucks there that cost twice as much as it did. If you've watched this channel at all before, you know I love this truck, and I've talked probably way too much about it. But I'm not stopping anytime soon. Since the last time I ran this thing, I actually installed a new light bar, roof rack, and tires. Those tires stuck to the rocks so well. The light bar didn't do much, but it looks cool. And that's about it. I was able to fix the Vaterra CVD without doing too much damage because what comes with the truck being discontinued is it's hard to get parts. I just took apart a different CVD and it worked, so it wasn't too bad. I'll be releasing a short on that pretty soon about how I was able to get this fixed up. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This video was recorded on my new camera, which I think really helped the video quality. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.